Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to another awesome episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. Today is Thursday, November the 7th, and it's episode 8 of season 4. Thanks for tuning in and nerding out with us today, you guys. On today's Nerd News Update, a man was stabbed in Popeyes over the mania erupting from the chicken sandwich re-release. People are side-eyeing rapper T.I. for stating that he goes with his daughter to the doctor to ensure her virginity. A bill is being proposed to increase the hours of school, and Chris Brown has a huge yard sale to his California home. All this and more on today's episode, so tune in, nerd out, on today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
Hey, it's your boy Spreaker, man. I got a new podcast out I want y'all to subscribe to, bro. It's called Urban Nerd Weekly, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. My
back up in the shit. I just like some couple beats. I'm about to hit the stick, so go and follow me on Twitch. Now watch me crank that urban. Now watch me crank that urban. Watch me crank that urban. Now watch me crank that urban. Back up in.
Yeah, what's happening? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Space. What's up? You guys may have noticed on the pre-roll today, did not hear Miss Nano Kitty Cat's voice. That is because Miss Nano Kitty Cat is out sick for this week's episode. She is taken ill, so she's gotta, sit at home and, eat some, catnip made by Dayquil or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, so she'll definitely be back on next week's episode. And in the meantime, you guys could definitely still interact with Miss Nano Kitty Cat on our Facebook page. If you're already liking the Urban Nerd Weekly page. If you have not, go ahead and like it so you can be, staying up to date on stuff and such. And y'all be able, you guys can definitely interact with her on there. She's already she's been posting memes on there like crazy since she's been at home sick. So you guys, make sure you guys hop on the page and tell her to get well soon. If you're not already following us on Instagram, make sure you follow the the Urban Nerd Weekly Instagram page as well. We're both very active on each one, and you can definitely leave up all your suggestions that you want to leave for the show. All the comments you got, anything you want to tell us you like about the show, you dislike about the show, whatever you have, you know what I'm saying, you can definitely do that there. Before I get on with the rest of the plugs for today, excuse me, I'm trying to burp, but it's not cooperating. Excuse me. Today is a very special day. Today is my son's birthday. I don't know how familiar all of you guys are with me, Spaceship, as it goes, but a couple years ago I had a little boy, and he passed away from sudden infant death syndrome. Not trying to be all sad and junk. It's just that today, November the 7th, is his birthday. I actually didn't even plan on making today's episode today. I usually drop the episode on Wednesdays, but I dropped last week's episode really late, and then my schedule got away from me this week. So here we are dropping the episode, recording and coming out today. I just wanted to say happy birthday. If you guys want to tell him happy birthday, you guys could say so. On the comments or whatever, and wherever you listen to the podcast, or if you are following us on social media. But yeah, I just couldn't go through today's episode without saying happy birthday, Jaden. That was his name. I love you, son. He would be 9 years old today in 2019. Yeah, he would be 9 years old. So, happy birthday to him. And it's all gravy though, because he already has he already has a sister. She's 4, I think. And he has 2 siblings on the way. So yeah, he's definitely going to be remembered. And happy birthday, Jaden. Yeah. So on with the rest of today's show. As usual, gotta let y'all know where we resided on these digital streets and this virtual block. I already told you about the Urban Nerd Weekly Facebook and Instagram pages. You can also find us, the host, Ms. Nano Kitty Cat, on Instagram at Nano_Kitty_Cat, all spelled correctly. You can find me on the big 3, that being Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Space Was Here, SPAYCEWUZHERE. And if you add a .com to that, that will be my website where you guys can go and check out all of my stuff, that being my stand-up clips, my sketches that I got coming soon, all the videos from my YouTube page, as well as all the episodes of Urban Nerd Weekly, and, you know, a lot of the parody songs and little funny songs are as well. You can find them on there. However, the biggest reason for you Urban Nerd Weekly listeners to check it out is so that you guys can sign up for the email list on there, and that's how you get, you basically get to jump the line when it comes to free merch. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking about the free merch for a long time. I know I've been saying it for like 2 seasons now. Trust me, I just want to make sure that I'm able to do this stuff right. It's a lot of stuff that come in consideration as far as me actually getting the gift cards to you guys, and you know what I'm saying, as well as the t-shirts and the coffee mugs and all of that stuff that we got coming out. I just want the logistics to be right. I don't want people to be sitting there expecting a free prize or a prize they won, or you know what I'm saying, when this stuff goes up for sale. I don't want people buying stuff and then it never showing up, because I definitely have dealt with that with companies before, and it totally sucks. So but season 5 is definitely when it's gonna be all the way official. And trust me, like all the people that signed up for the mailing list way in advance, like right now, trust me, I'm totally gonna make it worth your wait. You know what I mean? Like just the fact that you signed up for the mailing list this far ahead of the game lets me know how hard you fucking with the Urban Nerd Weekly campaign, and you will definitely be rewarded, Earthlings. Trust me. Like I said about my website, you guys, all the songs that I mentioned, my parody songs, you can check those out on my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/space-was-here, where you can check out my latest 2, especially Back Snacking Again, where I parody rapper Yellow Beezy's Back at It Again, featuring Quavo and Gucci Mane. I also have a new one called Walked In, which is a parody to Walked In by fallen rapper Bankroll Fresh, featuring Travis Porter. It's a tribute parody. I don't know if anybody even does those. I've never heard of anyone doing that, but he's a big rapper in the city that I'm from, that being Atlanta. So definitely a big, huge shout out to him and all of his fans, lovers, and supporters, and all that good stuff. So rest in peace, Bankroll Fresh. Yeah, man, and also check out my YouTube page where I got my new YouTube videos. You definitely can check out Scrub No More, as well as Space Vlog number 1. I got 2 more videos getting ready to drop real soon. Like I'm gonna drop 2 at a time, cause I just couldn't decide between which one I want to drop next. So I'm just gonna drop both of them. Finishing up editing those as we speak. So whole lot of content coming y'all way. Y'all know I drown y'all. Dripper drowns, nerd drip over here. Don't slip. So yeah, got the songs, videos. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, make sure you do so. Whenever you guys tell your friends, make sure they subscribe to the podcast so you guys can catch the episode hot off the presses as soon as they come out. And make sure you guys let us know, like I said, how you feel in the comment boxes and all these different platforms you could rate. And definitely spread the word, man. On to the next segment today, which is today's digital download. It's a fucking huge digital download today, you guys. So get ready. Alright, so on today's digital download in the video game section, all these games have already dropped on November the 5th. That being Just Dance 2020, available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, Wii, and Stadia. Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, available on Switch. Planet Zoo, available on PC, and Red Dead Redemption 2, available on PC. Coming out today, November the 7th, Garfield Kart Furious Racing will be available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. All coming out on November the 8th, we got Death Stranding available on PlayStation 4, Disney Tsum Tsums Festival available on Switch, Jumanji the video game available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, Layton's Mystery Journey, Cantriell and the Millionaire Conspiracy available on Switch, Need for Speed Heat available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, New Super Lucky's Tale available on Switch. In today's in today's digital download music section, on November the 8th, in the music section, we got Jacquees with the King of R&B, Bishop Nehru, My Disrespectful Thoughts. We also have Youngin Ace, Step Harder, Reese LaFleur with Final Fantasy, and Dave East with Survival. And coming out on November 9th, we got French Montana with Montana. And all the movies, of course, coming out. They're going to be coming out, of course, on November the 8th, that being Friday. Tomorrow, actually. We got Dr. Sleep, Last Christmas, Midway, and Playing with Fire. That is all we have for today's digital download. So make sure if you guys, if you guys are downloading or, checking out any of this stuff from the show, let us know, man. We'd like to know, how our recommendations on the digital download, kind of help you guys get introduced to new stuff that you like. That's why, we make sure that every episode we hit y'all with the digital download so y'all can know all the new cool shit when it comes to video games, music, and movies. We actually used to have, I used to have, TV shows originally in the digital download, but during the first season of Urban Nerd Weekly, man, there was a just ginormous amount of TV shows coming out. I didn't even realize how many TV shows get premiered at one time until I started trying to add it to the digital download, and they would take up 2 or 3 pages just by themselves. Well, it was 1 or 2 pages, but it felt like it was writing 5 pages. I was like, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll I'll just stick to the video games, the music, and the movies and shit. But yeah, that's today's digital download. On to today's nerd news update. As we told you guys before, Popeyes has re-upped on the chicken sandwiches. The little spicy chicken sandwiches everybody's been going ape shit for lately. They re-upped on them, re-released them on Sunday because they was trying to shit all over Chick-fil-A. But y'all tangling with a goat right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all taunting one of the greatest in the game when it come to this chicken sandwich shit, bruh. First of all, that sandwich that y'all got don't really even touch Chick-fil-A sandwich, and they ain't even really had to say shit. Real gangsters really don't gotta talk too much, bruh, because they already know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So, Chick-fil-A been just sitting off in the cut, letting Popeyes throw all these throw all these little shots on social media and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Popeyes trying to be like Tekashi 6ix9ine of the fucking fast food world right now. They just trying to shit all over everybody on social media. So clearly they want beef. And ironically enough, we see how real beef ends. Because this week, a guy was stabbed during the whole mania at the Popeyes chicken, the whole chicken sandwich thing. Of course, the sandwich came back out on Sunday, and people went apeshit like they did again, and Popeyes has been fucking flooded with human beings for days on end now. I passed by Popeyes and traffic is fucked up. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they rolling in dough with all these sales right now, because they making sales, bro. They doing some real Nino Brown sales type shit right now. They doing some BMF numbers right now, probably. But with all that comes a cost. Over the last week, a dude was stabbed inside of Popeyes. I think he died. You know what I'm saying? I think bro died. I'm pretty sure bro died. And that shit is crazy, bro. First of all, let's bring some clarity to the situation, because I've been looking up different shit about this story. First of all, the media and social media are trying to make it seem like, people were going crazy over the fucking sandwich, and that's what led to this guy getting stabbed. No. Let me clarify. He didn't get stabbed over no fucking chicken sandwich. Because, they always try to make niggas look like we on some super fucking coon ass shit when we out here in these streets. And that's not the case. It wasn't like niggas was dying for the sandwich and they got impatient and it's fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna stab you so I could take your spot. And nobody's fucking stabbing people for spots in line for a fucking chicken sandwich, alright? What it was is these guys had some street, real nigga street type beef going on. And, you know what I'm saying, bruh, probably thought he was gonna be safe in this crowded ass area because it was Popeyes and shit. But, the dude came up and stabbed him and caught him. He basically caught him slipping for the same reason he thought he'd be safe, I guess. Bro caught him slipping and, poked him up a couple times up in there and got the fuck on, So yeah, I think that should definitely now I know that them niggas having street beef and then, you know, him getting stabbed at Popeyes ain't a whole lot less coonery than a nigga getting stabbed over a chicken sandwich. But hey, there's levels to this shit, and those two things are on two different fucking levels of coonery. All right, so let's just clarify, because we don't know what kind of street shit, you know, the whole reasoning behind they beef was. It could have been over a real ass reason. You never fucking know. It could be over a nigga stepping over your shoes at the club, or it could have been a nigga totally disrespecting the fuck out of your family in a very obscene way, and maybe the nigga decided it was time for him to leak a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. But all I do know is that ever since that happened, of course, Popeye's sales have jumped up even more because there's been even more media coverage about, you know, the fucking stabbing there. And you know, there's always this select population of people that'll be like, God damn, is the sandwich that good? I gotta fucking try it. But yeah, so that's that shit. I mean, the sandwich is good. I mean, I had the sandwich before everybody started packing in the stores for that shit, because I tried the sandwich for the first time a little bit after my birthday in like August or some shit like that, or maybe even before that. I don't even remember, but I remember that I had it before because somebody got it and they like cut me off a piece of it, and then when I ate it, I was like, oh, I remember eating this sandwich before. It's a good ass sandwich, but not go there because a nigga got stabbed in that bitch good. Like, first of all, Chick-fil-A Southwest chicken sandwich is still better. Wendy's spicy nuggets, I mean, those are some of the best fucking nuggets you can get. And yeah, bro, not to mention, if you go on Twitter, there's a whole video showing you how to make the chicken just like Popeye's chicken for your own fucking sandwiches at home. Can't do that with Chick-fil-A, bitch. So checkmate, bitches. That's what Popeyes is saying. But on to the next story in today's Nerd News Update. People are side-eyeing rapper T.I. right now because I guess either yesterday or the day before yesterday, he made a statement. I can't remember in which publication these statements came out in, but he made a statement. Said he goes with his daughter, and I think this the younger one, Deja, Deja, not the one that's in the like singing group and shit, but the other one. If you ever seen Family Hustle, you know which one I'm talking about. I think he's saying he goes to the doctor with her, and they saying, like, he said that he goes to the doctor with her on her yearly, you know, lady visit to make sure her hymen is intact, to make sure that she is still a virgin. And motherfuckers felt the type of way about that shit, bro. Like, I mean, I feel like it's kind of crossing a couple of boundary issues, maybe. You know, she is like 18, so I think she's 18, so she's like a legal adult now, right? So I don't see why he would feel the need to. Yeah, that's some pressure, because now she got to think about that visit, you know, while she out and about. She can be like, oh, damn, she can't even get her life right now. My whole thing is, why do you want to do that? Yeah, that's not a whole issue like I can really fully understand. Like, I get why people would look at him weird, but it's like, you know, cancel culture is real prevalent right now. So it's a lot of people like, oh, you know, fuck all that positive shit he done said. He said that shit, so cancel this nigga. Cancel this. Like, already, my nigga? Like, damn. But I don't know. Like, if you got an opinion about it, you can definitely drop a comment or whatever. But to me, it's just a little bit weird. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know what it's like to be a father of a daughter. Like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that life would be like. So yeah, you know, and you guys can definitely go and Google and shit and it'll show you, like, he was definitely, and now, you know, days later, people are still, like, feeling some type of way about this shit. I'm really interested to see if he's gonna, like, you know, make any statements about the backlash on his podcast or whatever, because, you know, he got a new podcast on Podcast One Network or some shit like that, expeditiously. You guys check that out if you haven't already. I've checked out a couple of clips and maybe like one whole episode. It's not bad. Not a bad thing going on over there, especially since the video quality is really good. The audio is good, you know. And get some good guests on there. Talk about some provocative topics. It's some real cool shit. But yeah, so, you know, that's that shit. And, there's a bill being proposed to extend the hours that school is in session. Like, basically, they're trying to make it more so coincide with the average person's work schedule. Because, you know, I will say I could kind of see why a person would kind of go in the direction of, you know, seeing about some shit like that. Just because I do know a decent number of people who either have to leave work early or, you know what I'm saying, in order to pick their kids up on time, or they end up picking their kids up late. Like, I was one of those kids that got picked up late because my dad had to always, you know, finish up at work before he could leave. And then, you know, it is kind of inconvenient when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, because the average job, they want you there really, like, before your kid's supposed to be at school, and they want you there a good bit after your kid's supposed to get out of school. Like, if you have a kindergartner, they usually don't have to be at school until like 8, and they get out of school like 2:30 and shit. But the average, you know, person with a job is, you know, gotta be to work at like 7. You know what I'm saying? And they might get off at like 3 or 4 o'clock, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And then if you have a 9 to 5, you know, it's convenient, you know, because you can always drop your kids off in the morning before you head to work. But you get off significantly later than your kids do. Especially if your kids are in like kindergarten, middle school age. They get out the earliest, like 2:30, 3 o'clock, like I said. And, you know, you got a high schooler, they might not be home until 4 maybe. Depending on if, you know, how to get home, how far away the school is from the house and all that different shit. But all in all, if you got a 9 to 5, you're not even getting off, you're not even clocking out until 5 o'clock. Your kids are already home, and, you know, if they're at school, they've been waiting on you, and you got like an hour or 2 left before you can pick them up before somebody fucking makes notation of that shit to some authority figure later on about how long it takes you to come and get them and shit. So yeah, but I understand the other side of the resistance of that, because, you know, all in all, I don't think that keeping kids in school longer, like a lot of people do, is gonna make our kids more educated, because we don't, like, the problem isn't the amount of time that they're spending at school, it's the quality of their education that they're getting while they're at school. Like, this is the same kind of bullshit that I felt I probably would have felt had I been old enough, if I was around during the times that, like, you know, people took recess out of schools and shit. And, like, it's not gonna make the kids perform any better as far as, you know what I'm saying, they academics go. If anything, you know what I'm saying, they just gonna be more bored and less attentive while they at school, and be trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, more ways that they could get out of doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's about the quality of the education that they're getting while they're at school. You know what I'm saying? We got underpaid teachers who don't want to fucking be there half the time. You know what I'm saying? They don't even make enough money most of the time to afford to live decently under a teacher's salary. So they always end up having to do these moonlighting extra jobs and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? That shit don't do nothing but make them burn out, because they got 2 jobs, and they, you know what I'm saying, it makes them tired when it comes to educating the kids, because they gotta pay their fucking bills and shit. Then, not to mention, while they're, you know what I'm saying, trying to manage all that, you know what I'm saying, we don't have the kind of teacher to kid ratio that allows for most of the teachers to give the kids the attention, the educational attention that they need in order to be the most successful that they can be. Everything, all the lessons are compressed. Everything is just about, you know, streamlining the lesson plan. And all in all, most schools nowadays are more geared towards, you know, doing different shit to get the kids to pass the test that they give them at the end of the school year, more so than actually educating the fucking kids. Like, there's no reason that, like, decade after decade, we got people who barely know how to balance a checkbook, who don't understand how their fucking mortgage works, how to actually buy a home. The most of us couldn't even join the conversation about renting a home versus owning a home until we was in our later 20s. And that's some shit you should leave high school fucking on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should already literally, like, I've never seen a school teach you, hey, if you ever come into, like, a sudden windfall of money, like, if you ever win, like, $6 million or some shit, here's the first 4 fucking things you should do with that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody teaches this shit in school. Like, public school isn't teaching shit like that, and it definitely should. But, the whole thing is they want us to be sheeple a lot of the time. They want us to be just kind of just smart enough for us to make money, but dumb enough for them to be able to, like, snatch it from us in ways that we don't understand. So, and I'm sure that's opening up a whole debate can of worms about the subject matter, but that's my opinion, you know what I'm saying? That's why I have my own fucking show, so I can say shit like that, but that's just my opinion of things. Like, if they could totally teach us all of this shit, but they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't advocate, teenagers having kids. That's, in my opinion, a little too early to start having kids in life. However, I feel like upon graduating high school, you should definitely have enough of an education about, like, how people work and how human beings are, you know what I'm saying, in order to, start raising one if you know what I'm saying, if that's something that happens as a part of your journey in life, you know what I mean? Too many of us are clueless about too many things by the time we get out of high school that I think aren't that hard to teach people, especially if you taught it to them at the age where they're getting close to seeing exactly where, like, kids go through school wondering, hey, when are we going to use this shit? Hey, when are we going to use this shit? Like, when are we going to use this shit in real life? Like, if towards the tail end of school, like those last, like, 3 years of high school, you know what I'm saying, if these things that I just mentioned were heavily, you know what I'm saying, hammered into you, less people would drop out. Because that kind of shit that they teaching you in school, if you learning some shit like that, knowing full well that you was gonna need this information when you became an adult, you would stay longer. You would make sure you paid attention, because you already know, like, if you don't know, the biggest reason that most people drop out is because they figured they know enough to make it from there. And if you're in the middle of getting taught some crucial ass shit like that, you know just how far away from being prepared to make it and be successful that you really are. And not to mention, I think a lot of us would be just all around better decision makers. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you just gotta have to go through life to learn, but there are some things that totally could be taught to us at the age of, adolescence, that would allow it for us to make better decisions. So a lot of these lessons we learn don't have to be learned in such a harsh way, or it doesn't have to affect you as negatively. You know what I mean? If you had any idea of what you're going to go through financially from the ages of 18 to 29, you probably start stacking up money starting at the first time you got a job, just because you realize the fucking amount of money that you're gonna need to survive just in, like, that first couple of years, that first 10 years of being an adult, a legal adult alone. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, now I know how I feel about adulting. I'm like, man, and shit, but a lot of that shit could be avoided with certain lessons being taught. So, I get the whole, convenience of, people's work schedule versus the school schedule. And I get that, that would allow more time for the kids to get an education. And if they're gonna make more time and use that time to give the kids a more quality education, if they feel like extra hours at school would allow them to expand on subjects of study a little bit more, then yeah, I'd be kind of down for that shit. But at the same time, just consider not burning out the kids, and you know what I'm saying? Because their attention span is only so long as is. You know what I'm saying? You can only, like, even when you structure how you teach teach kids in a class, you only really instructing them for a percentage of the class period, because they can't pay attention for that long. So you got to get them immediately working on what you taught them right after that, and then you send them out of the class with a homework assignment that relates to the shit. That's basic teaching and shit. And if you feel like more time in the classroom allow you to do that better, then so be it. But I would need to see that happen. I need to see it be applied and it be successful in order for me to fully believe that just the extra amount of hours would be of benefit to anybody, except for, the the people who know the motherfuckers who proposed this bill that probably wanted this shit, so to make it easier, more convenient for them to be able to pick up their kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how politics works. That's all for that nerd news update story. Our final nerd news update for today is about Mr. Chris Brown. And first off, before I get into this big ass story, well, it's not a huge story. It's just, you know, it's really cool. I was looking on Instagram the other day, and Chris Brown is apparently in the trolling now, because he's been in, I don't know if y'all noticed, he's been in hella other celebrities' comments saying crazy shit. Like, he was all up in Rihanna's comments looking at her. Like, she was like half naked in a room, and he was like, oh shit, I wish I was that lamp right now. Like, you can totally tell he's just going, there is something going on. That guy, the jokester side of him just perked up on his social media shit. And he was like trolling Offset the other day, and I guess he was posting memes in the comments under his photo or some shit, which I didn't even know you could post memes in Instagram comments. I thought you could only post like words and shit. Or maybe he was posting memes in response to shit that he saw on Offset's page. I don't know, but Offset got at him. He was like, memes are corny, you lame. And then Chris Brown came back with like a fucking 2-paragraph essay that ended with, and by the way, suck my dick, which I cannot apologize enough for how fucking hard I laughed at that shit when I first read it, because it just to end it with that, I was at work too, so I was laughing way too loud in a professional environment. But however, those 7 chokers were fucking earned that day. But as far as today's nerd news update, Chris Brown is in today's nerd news update for this big ass motherfucking yard sale he had yesterday, bruh. Like, he posted the location. You know, he dropped his location of his Tarzana, California home. And it's a huge fucking estate, and they had video footage and shit too. Like, there was a cavalcade of fucking cars, like, all over the place. And what was going on was, he was basically like, he's got, you know, designer all on me, you know, he got a lot of designer clothes and shit. And you know, celebrities are real well known for only wearing something like one time and then never wearing that shit again. So I guess he decided to sell all of his designer clothes at a huge ass discount price. And people was there for the shit, bro. They was all up in there buying his shoes and his shirts and his jackets. I mean, people was cleaning that shit out. And fun fact, apparently that is the home that one of the seasons of America's Next Top Model was filmed at, or where they lived while they filmed it, or some crazy shit like that. So, you know, even the house is fucking famous. But that was really interesting. I mean, I saw it on his Instagram, but then the next day, after I saw him post it on Instagram, I saw like just how many fucking people were there, and I'm like, damn, you know, most retail stores can't get that kind of business, and everybody already knows where the fuck they are every day. So I thought that was some wild shit. But that is all for today's nerd news update. As a matter of fact, that is all for today's show. Like I said, sorry that you guys couldn't enjoy Miss Nano Kitty Cat on the show today. Like I said, she is under the weather, not feeling too well. But you rest and believe, next week we'll be back with you guys on Wednesday on time with a new episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. My name is Space. I was here, but now I'm... Just had to say again, man. Rest in peace and happy birthday to my little man, Jaden. Happy birthday, son.